Hey friends, can we do a quick vibe check?
Dude, it is a vibe here, man. It's a total vibe. Check your energy first.
Today, we're just having a conversation. We're chatting. No deep theology, no teachings, or none of that stuff. We are vibing today. It's one of those days. So here's the deal. Typically, before I start my next series, I always like to do like a little vlog or something like that. And this week, I was supposed to do a Get Ready With Me date night edition, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, girl, I was going on a date. And I'm telling you, it has been so long since I've been on a date. It is...
It's been 84 years.
It's ridiculous. I was really excited about it. And, you know, Mimi duty calls. I have to babysit this weekend. Bruh. I had to cancel those plans and kind of shift and move it around. So we'll be doing a Get Ready With Me vlog, date night edition, maybe in the next week or so. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. Because me and dating and... I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, I just want to talk about what I'm feeling right now, right? Because I don't know what's been going on lately, but there is definitely something I've been noticing in my immediate environment as of late. And it seems like accountability is showing up everywhere, right? The air of accountability. Yes. It is in the air. You know, it's not in a scary way. It's not in a like a punishment way, but it's just in a very clear, unavoidable way. Now, as some of you may know, there is a Mercury retrograde coming up, and I mean, of course, we're going to talk about it. Of course, every time there's a Mercury retrograde, I document and take stock of where I am and things like that. And I encourage you to do the same. If you don't know what a Mercury retrograde is, I just need you to go check it out. But for the most part, it's just really, it's a time where you just kind of lay low and introspect on yourself and your current environment and where you are mentally, physically, and spiritually. Okay. So back to what I was saying. It's almost like life has been holding up a mirror. It's holding up a mirror and people are having to face the consequences of the choices they've made thus far. Conversations that have been being avoided are finally happening. Patterns that have been being ignored are being impossible to ignore at this time, okay? It is the air of accountability, and I absolutely love it, okay? I don't know if you've noticed it too. I've watched people around me have to take a long, honest look at themselves. And it's not because somebody forced them to. It's just like things have a funny way of eventually bringing us face to face with ourselves, right? And before we start pointing fingers at anybody else, I've noticed it in my own life too. I've had moments recently where I've had to ask myself some very uncomfortable questions. Questions like, am I being honest with myself? Am I taking responsibility for my own choices? Am I blaming circumstances for things that are actually within my power to change? Now, I know those aren't always fun questions, of course, but they're necessary questions. Growth requires honesty. Growth requires honesty. Yeah. And honesty requires accountability. I think a lot of times we hear the word accountability and we automatically think of blame. And accountability isn't about blame. It's not the blame game. Accountability is about ownership. It's looking at your life and saying, okay, this is where I am. This is what I've created. And these are the choices I've made. And these are the choices I need to make in order to move forward. And there's actually something really empowering about that whole time of introspection, right? When you actually can sit back and take stock. When we stop blaming everyone else, when we stop blaming everyone and everything around us, we reclaim our ability to make different choices. I've also noticed that people seem to be more emotionally reactive lately. Like things that had been swept under the rug are resurfacing. Boundaries are being challenged. Relationships are being tested. Patience seems a little bit thinner. And let me tell you, Mercury retrograde. I know 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after is like there's this residual energy, right? And I'm telling you, just search it up, just check it out. You know, a lot of times during Mercury retrograde, electronics have a tendency to go haywire. There's miscommunications, arguing, fighting, things of that nature. Is always, yes, I know that's what it is. It's the energy, and I feel it is very erratic. You know, if I could explain how it feels, it's a very subtle, like shaky type energy, like around me. I don't know. That's as best as I could explain it. That's all I could. I feel it, right? And a lot of us. I think people are tired. You know. People are tired, and a lot of us have been carrying things for a long time. And those things could be resentments, regrets, dreams we've ignored, parts of ourselves that we've neglected. Eventually, all of that starts knocking at the door. And when it does, we have two options. You know, we can either keep pretending it's not there, or we can answer the door. The energy I'm sensing right now, it feels a lot like a season of answering the door, because we're being invited into something deeper, something greater, a greater awareness, a greater maturity, a greater authenticity, just stepping more into ourselves and our power and our sense of being in tune and in alignment with the divine, and being sure of ourselves, not second guessing, not, searching outside of ourselves for answers, but being able to go within and receive those answers. The interesting thing about accountability is that it can feel heavy at first. It really does. It feels heavy. Nobody enjoys realizing they've made mistakes. Like today at school, I'm a director in early childhood, and there's this little girl, something happened where she was cutting flips, and she accidentally hit one of the little boys in the face, and he was like bawling his eyes out. He was like, "Miss Yim, like she hit me in my mouth." And then she walked up and she was like, "I didn't mean to. I really didn't mean to." And I said, "It's okay." I said, "She was an accident. It was genuinely an accident." I said, "Hey, tell him, just say I apologize for hitting you in the mouth. It was an accident." Just trying to teach them, And she immediately, I said, "Oh my God, there's that energy. There it is, And I said, there's nothing wrong with apologizing. There's nothing wrong with saying, I apologize for this or that, because you genuinely understand, like, I hurt you, but it was an accident. I didn't mean to hurt you, So it's okay. It's okay to apologize. And when I talked with her about it and she really thought about it, then when he came back in, she said, "Hey, I'm sorry for hitting you in the mouth with my foot. It was an accident. I was cutting flips." And he said, "Okay." And they hugged it out, and it was fine. And I'm like, why can't adults be that way, huh? Like, the purity and the rawness of just, the simplicity of it all. I absolutely love it. So, no, of course, people don't like when they've realized they've made mistakes. Nobody enjoys recognizing where they've been operating out of fear or pride or avoidance or even hurt. But accountability isn't meant to crush us. It's meant to free us. It's a very freeing experience when you can take accountability and just say, I know that this is something that I need to work on, or I was wrong in this situation and this is a part of myself that needs a little bit more loving. Once you can see something clearly, you can change it. You can absolutely change it. And if you've been feeling uncomfortable lately, if life feels like it's putting certain things under a spotlight, I just need you, just don't run from it. Don't run from it. Embrace it. Get curious about it. I want you to ask yourself, what is this situation trying to teach me right now in this moment? What am I being shown right now? What part of myself is asking for attention? What responsibility have I been avoiding? And what would happen if I stopped resisting the lesson? As someone who works with children on a regular basis, I've learned that growth often comes with discomfort. When children are learning a new skill, it's so awkward at first. They weeble, they wobble. We have an infant in a baby room right now. She's starting to walk. She's beginning to be mobile. She took a few steps yesterday. We video her taking steps yesterday. And they make mistakes. Yes, they fall down. They get frustrated, but that's part of the process. It's part of the process. We're adults. And we're no different. We shift, we change. We're still growing. We're still learning and shifting and becoming. And the lessons, they just look different. But a lesson is a lesson is a lesson. It's still a lesson. It's still learning. We're still evolving. So if I could just leave you with just this one thing this week, it would be, don't be afraid of accountability. Accountability isn't your enemy. It's actually one of the greatest acts of self-love. It says, I believe I have the power to grow. I believe I can do better. I believe that I can choose differently. And that's a beautiful thing. It is such a beautiful thing. That's the vibe I'm picking up on right now. A season of reflection, a season of honesty, a season of just taking ownership. Not blaming, not pointing, not doing any of that. Just taking ownership of where you are, and ultimately a season of growth. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section down below. I want to know, have you been noticing this too? Like, What has the energy around you been feeling like lately? I want you to let me know what's going on in your world. I would love to hear your perspective. And until next time, stay grounded, stay connected to God, and stay in your vibe. I love you guys.
Struggles are a part of me. I've been searching, gotta find a peace. Feeling like I'm